Alright, before this video begins, I would like to clarify before any accusations are made about me or anything. I am not protecting Joe at all before this video starts. I think Joe is a horrible human being. I've been keeping up with it on Skeeter's channel, and he's terrible. And I've been rooting to get this guy out of Skeeter's grandma's house for a long time. Just want to clarify. Let's get into the video. Alright, so in case you don't know who Jidion is, he was a former YouTube prankster who would post videos of him harassing employees, doing crazy stunts in public, or pulling pranks on people. I honestly did not like the content at the time because it just felt like it was just ruining regular people's day, regular minimum wage workers at stores. But he turned his life to God, and he stated that he would never do that type of stuff again, which I was really happy to hear, and I was really supportive of him. Because honestly, it was bad before, but he turned his life around. He started catching child predators, which I was so supportive of him. I would watch every video he would make about that, but I'm not going to be doing that anymore because I don't support him after the recent stream he did. I would like to clarify before I start describing the stream that happened. I was already starting to lose a little bit of support after his most recent video, where he had gone back to doing his old thing where he would go to stores, harass workers, pull pranks on them or whatever. I really did not like that, but I was like, alright, it's fine, it's a one-off thing, but yeah, let me describe the Joe stream that happened. It started off pretty normal, where Jidion was just walking around the Joe house, walking around the neighborhood, all that, but at one point, he was trying to get in the McDonald's that he knew Joe was at, and then a police car pulls up, and he's just doing his job, asking him to get off the property because the McDonald's did not want him there. It wasn't like the cop was trespassing, it was the McDonald's that wanted to trespass him. But anyway, Jidion would then go on to state, you have nothing better to do with your time, even though the cop was just doing his job. And he was telling the kids, hey, go in there, or whatever. And the cop just says, well, you gotta leave, whatever. So the cop, drives away, but he still watches the McDonald's because he knows Jidion has a big camera crew and all that. He knows that he's going to try to push the boundaries with the way he was talking to him. So anyway, Jidion knows that he can't go in, so in order to try to get more content, and this is exactly what it was, getting content, he sends in 3 kids to go into the McDonald's with the camera equipment and confront Joe. Let me just go ahead and describe to you why this is stupid and why this is completely unacceptable from Jidion real quick. Basically, Joe, in the Skeeter videos that Skeeter made, he would talk about, he wants to kill himself and all that. Basically, he's unhinged. So you want to send in 3 kids to a guy that could be very dangerous, talks about killing himself, talks about hurting other people, threatening to hurt other people when you confronted him earlier that day. You want to send in 3 kids with your own camera equipment, when keep in mind, they're not on his payroll. So they could do whatever they want to Joe, because if they were on Jidion's payroll, Jidion would just fire them, but they're not on his payroll. So they very well could just sit there, go in there, and beat up Joe. He doesn't know how they're going to react. He doesn't know if the fight's going to break out, but gotta get that content, Jidion, right? So he goes to send them in. The police officer immediately goes, no, arrest the kids, arrest Jidion, and all he did was basically get those kids arrested. Now, Jidion's probably going to argue, oh, well, those kids made the decision themselves. No, they didn't. They're fans of you, bro. They look up to you. They're going to listen to you. I mean, you have favorite people. They're a celebrity to you in their eyes. And it's disappointing to see that their idol got them arrested all because he wanted content, bro. And it's just disrespectful. By the way, I can't remember if this happened the first day or second day. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was the second day. But Jidion also flexed to the cops that he's a multi-millionaire and that he's going to fight this case no matter what, which is basically just him trying to out-power trip cops or something. It was basically just a flex, and I hated that. I don't know. It was either the first day or second day. I didn't know to include it which day. Anyway, on day 2, Jidion talks to the judge, he streamed the court case, whatever, that's fine, nothing wrong with that. Afterwards, the judge told him, hey, don't go anywhere near Joe, don't, just leave it alone, he's getting evicted Friday, whatever. So, anyway, Jidion then organizes a protest outside Woodhaven Police Department, which is completely wrong, and if In Jidion's eyes, if the Woodhaven Police Department is so unhinged, why would he sit there, organize protests, have all these kids show up where they could all get arrested and all get in trouble if they're so unhinged in their eyes? It goes back to that thing where it's like, I think he's doing all this for content. He doesn't care if he gets arrested. He doesn't care if these kids get in trouble. It's all going back to the content part of it. But anyway, we'll move on from the protest. Then, when they got back to the house, the kids lit off fireworks in their grandma's house. I don't think I need to explain to you why that's bad. Now, I will say, Jidion tried to stop him. Jidion told him not to do it. But he immediately didn't kick those kids out of the property, didn't, tell those kids to go home, didn't do anything like that. He just said, hey, don't do that. Oh, you did it? Okay, go away now. It was just ridiculous, bro. They could have started a fire. They could have done so much. And this is why you don't let strangers in other people's houses. I'm just saying. I want to clarify, even though I'm presenting all this in a way that's mean or more argumentative, I want to clarify, this is criticism. This is constructive criticism. I want people to learn. I want him to learn that, hey, I get you're wanting content, but you're going back to your old ways of how you used to be, and it seems like you're going back down that path with all this happening. I just want to give him or his viewers a different perspective from everything. And then after this, Jidion would do a bunch of more stuff in the house. He would sit there, organize a party. I didn't really watch the rest of the stream because I was already upset, but I heard after what he did, and I saw a little bit of after what he did. That wasn't as bad, but I think my overall thing with that stuff as well is, why would you do all this? And I know Skeeter agreed to it, which is going to be your argument, but why would you at all give Joe fire to try to win that case and try to send all of them back to court and get back the house? I'm not a lawyer. I don't know if he legally can do that, but why even risk? Why even risk Joe having any fire to use claims in court, use anything he want in court, all this, including what Jayoma and including what everyone else was saying to Jidion, hey, don't give him flame, don't give him anything till Friday, but he did, and it was all for content, and that's what it seems like Jidion only cared about at the end of the day, which is not what he wanted originally when he turned to God. I think that's kind of my concluding point. Sometimes you can go for content. I think his predator catching videos are a good line of that. He definitely rage baits the predators. He definitely does a bunch of stuff to get content out of the predators, but I think it's a good thing to do that because they're filthy garbage animals. But it seems like with what happened at this live stream, what happened with the video a couple days ago, he's involving other innocent people, which, yes, they make their own decisions, but they also looked up to him like his fans, and Skiers just going along with what Jidion says. It's just, in my opinion, he's going down a dark path, back to his old path, and I don't want to see that happen. I want him to learn from this, and I don't want him to go back down that path. I think that's my final conclusion. Thank you for watching. I just had to rant about this. That's it. Peace.